Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to discuss the first ODI match between Australia and England, which is ongoing at the moment. England, they have got a score 295 to chase. Today, I will discuss the scorecard with you, stats with you, and I will tell you who is favorites. So I'll discuss the mid innings with you today. We have got a match on our hands. The spirit rate recovery from Australia. They were 123 for 5 and they were struggling. And we all thought that Australia, they will not be able to even score 250 runs. But then the partnership between Mitchell Marsh and Glenn Maxwell came to fore and rescued with a brilliant stand for the sixth wicket. Both stuck half centuries, led by a fight back from Australia, and England pulls things back slightly at their end. They will rue the fact that they were allowed visitors off the hook. 295 is the target for England. I'm going to tell you some stats. So, first of all, I'll tell you the stats, I'll tell you the scorecard. David Warner, he once again struggled against Jofra Archer. And if you see my previous previews and reviews, which I did on the 2020 series, and then the last Ashes also, 2019, David Warner is the man who has always been taken out from Jofra Archer. Then Aaron Finch, he scored only 16 runs, and then Marcus Steiners, he scored 43 runs. He was looking initially when he started that he's gonna score really good today, but then he couldn't convert his good innings into 50s or 100. So he was out by Mark Wood for 143 runs. Then Marnus Labuschagne, there was quite a lot buzz about Marnus Labuschagne that he will be really good in the ODI series, but we have seen him performing really good for Australia in Australia, and the real test will begin when he will be touring India. And so far, we will see. We will discuss after three ODI series how was the performance of Marnus Labuschagne. Mitchell Marsh, he scored that valuable 73 runs, and then Alex Carey, he could only score 10 runs. And then the partnership between Mitchell Marsh and Glenn Maxwell was the main difference. And then the strike rate of Glenn Maxwell, he scored four sixes and then four fours at a strike rate of 130.51. Pat Cummins, he could only score 9 runs, and then Mitchell Starch, he whacked the six on the last ball to get Australia to 295 runs, which is a fighting score on this pitch because ball will get turned. I'm going to tell you now some stats and I'll tell you who is favorites to win today. England record while chasing in home ODIs since 2016. Out of 26 matches, they won 21 matches, and two matches were tied, and three England lost. All three defeats were in World Cup 2019. So in bilateral series, they haven't lost a home ODI while chasing in last 5 years. So that's something really astonishing. A really good positive or a good record for England, which they can take away. Nine of the England's World Cup winners are in action in Manchester today. I'll tell you that the Archer ball to dismiss Warner was a brute. 143 kph. It pitched 5.9 meters from stumps right on good and full divide, seemed zero point 0.9 degree away from the batsman to take off stump. The ball had a wicket probability of 5% on an expected strike rate of 20 balls per wicket. So that was the stat I just wanted to mention. I also want to mention here that Aaron Finch average against Wooks is 107. However, Aaron Finch average against Archer is 7. Only 7. And then I would also talk about the weakness where what was missing in Australia's inning today since ICC Cricket World Cup 2019. Australia, they have been really good in power plays. Like in the World Cup last year, we remember they had scores like 84 for no loss, 55 for 1. Then that's all. These all scores I'm talking about India, and then 56 for 2. And then they had three scores against South Africa: 58 for 2, then 72 for 1, and then 38 for 1. And then against New Zealand in power plays, they had 51 for no loss. But today, They were 46 for 2 against England, and that was the main difference. I think so. If they would have not lost that many wickets, Australia, they would have managed to get to 350, but that was not possible. As I've already said in my previous previews, also that these pitches are now slow, and that's going to make a huge difference for the side batting second. So I think so. Australia, they have got a 50% chance. So the match at the moment is 50-50, because West Indies and Pakistan, they played Test series in Manchester, and these pitches are now slow. They already 3-4 Test matches already been played on these pitches. So that's one of the reasons that the ball will turn in the second inning. Finch appears to have rattled by pace on this tour, with the footwork often hesitant with versus Archer and Wood. Closer analysis shows his interception points against 140 kph bowling in all formats have retreated 1.80 meters from stumps. Against right-handers in ODIs, Adil Rashid takes wickets every 43 balls with the Stoke ball and every 21 balls with his wrong arm. It's superb wicket taking option for England wrist spinner. He has been exceptional against Australia. I'll tell you later in my video his averages against Australia. So Adil Rashid has been exceptional against Australia in the recent matches. Australia have played 12 sweeps in the innings against England, 9.3 overs of spin. That is already more sweeps than played in the entire 2020 series. The visitors have clear shift in approach against spin today. So they had a different approach, and they played Adil Rashid completely, as I've already explained that Australia, they played 12 sweeps, which they have not played in the entire 2020 series, and that's the one of the main reasons that Australia, they have managed to score 295 runs. Australia have, I'm gonna tell you now the ODI history, and there have been 40 spinners to bowl 500 plus deliveries against Australia. Adil Rashid's strike rate against Australia's 29.7 is the best of lot. Adil Rashid is having a great year in ODI cricket, and his economy of 4.33 runs per over is the lowest he ever recorded. His strike rate of 27 is the best he ever recorded, and his average bowling impact is plus 18.6, the highest he ever recorded. Mark Wood has a great record against Glenn Maxwell in ODIs, and having dismissed him 3 times and maintained superb economy rate. Then Glenn Maxwell ODI scoring rate of 7.83 runs per over is the fastest of any batsman in the history of format, 1,000 plus balls. Then the battle between Archer and Maxwell, that was something really special. I will explain you that Archer and Maxwell, uh, 44th over was superb. The first two balls were 140 and 142 kph, one short, one full, and both were for six. Then Archer dropped his pace to 123 and duped him with a slower ball. So that was something really fascinating to see. Nobody in the top 20 ODI wicket takers since Jofra Archer debut has a lower economy rate than the England seamer, who stands at sixth on that list. Glenn Maxwell and Mitchell Marsh rescued Australia from 123 for 5. And I would say that the previous win whiz, I will talk about win whiz, and the percentage Australia had of winning this first ODI was 29%, but now it has increased because Australia, they managed to score from 123 for 5 to 294 for 6. Now, according to WinWiz, their winning percentage is 44% increased, and on the other side, England, they have got a chance of 56%, just because of the stats. As I've already explained, that for last 5 years, England, they haven't lost a bilateral series. The only 3 defeats out of those 30 matches were in World Cup last year against Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand. Glenn Maxwell, and I've already explained that he has already been the impact player, the highest. He has got a highest impact percentage in 2020, and that's why he's one of the most dangerous players. Once he's going, if he would have batted another 5 6 overs, he would have taken match completely away from England. England bowled 90 slower balls in that innings, and those balls returned 2 for 16 and an economy rate of 5.05 with an average of 8, making them the most effective delivery type from quicks. So that was all the stats which I just wanted to mention. I just wanted to see if I have got any questions here. And I've got a question here that why in England they don't give a chance to Anderson and Stuart Broad. I would say that Stuart Broad and nowadays because of the 2020 cricket, and then because of the Test cricket, and then the 2020 cricket, the cricket has completely changed, and most of the management team managements, they don't want to fatigue their players. That's one of the reasons why they just don't want to give uh, uh, chances to the players like James Anderson and Stuart Broad in all three formats. If you like my video, please share it, and also please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye.